Hey guys, Chris from Provo Beast Audio Installation, and in today's video we're doing a backup camera on this 2011 Subaru Outback. Now in this install we're going to show you how to install a license plate mountable camera, run all the wiring to an existing aftermarket radio. Let's get started. Now the camera that we decided to go with in this install is this E-Raptor license plate camera. And this kit itself comes with the camera. What's cool about this camera, it mounts back behind the license plate. Kit also comes with your video cable, which essentially carries the image from what the camera sees all the way to the aftermarket radio. It also has a trigger wire, or you can use it as a power wire that just runs in parallel with our video wire. Also has your power harness. Essentially this end plugs into the camera. This end needs to go to power and ground or a trigger, and this end is your video output that will be carried through your harness to the radio. So what we're going to do is prep our harness, get our wiring ready to go, then we'll head over to the car and start getting this installed. Okay, so what we need to do is remove this panel because the license plate area is right here, and we need to pass wire through the hatch, through the grommets into the body of the vehicle. So what we're going to be doing is getting access in here. So if we open up a little panel, there's going to be a little Phillips here on this handhold. And then what we'll do is start down here, pull this panel on off. Pop on out. We have some plastic screws that will need to be removed. Now we do need to remove the panel that's up and around the license plate lights. And there's going to be 4 nuts that we need to remove. Go to remove those. Okay, once those are removed, apparently you have to also remove the upper ones. Alright, so what we did with all those nuts removed, you can actually pull this up quite well, just like so, and we push the grommet through and ran our wire through. It comes out there, and what we did is put a little hole in this grommet, which will seat back up in there so it seals, and then this is the end of our camera. So with that in there, got our camera all mounted, ready to go. We put a little notch, we filed a little notch there so it doesn't pinch the camera wire, but that's it. So now we can put all those nuts back in, tighten it all down, continue running our wire. Alright, so we started running our wire down here, made our connection. Now this is our reverse light. Our power is going to be brown with a yellow stripe, and then our ground is going to be black, which we're going to connect our camera's power and ground to. We'll solder right into those, and then once those are soldered and buttoned up, then we'll run the rest of our wiring down here through the hatch. We've already pulled this boot out. We're going to go through the boot here. Then once we're inside the vehicle, then we'll go down all the way forward towards the radio. Alright, so we soldered on those connections, rewrapped it in some electrical tape, and then our trigger wire, which we're going to use off our RCA wire here, we actually also just tapped into the same power that's coming from the reverse light there. So on the other end of that RCA, we'll connect that to the trigger wire of the radio, so when this sees 12 volt, it'll automatically cycle the radio over to reverse. So we just got that soldered in as well. We'll wrap that in electrical tape, finish zip tying everything, and then we continue running our wire down here. We'll need to go through here and into the car. All right, so we just fed that through, fishing it through this grommet, comes out the other side. Pop this on down. We're gonna run it down here, down along the seam, and then we're gonna start working our way forward. All right, so we ran our wire down, just continued following along. We're gonna tuck it underneath the trim panel towards the front to the radio cavity. Now here we are in the dash. You didn't see us get the radio out because we've done that in a previous install video where we actually showed you how to remove the factory radio to get an aftermarket one installed, which we'll be using today. So if you want to see how to remove the radio, it's very straightforward. Check that link out. We'll have it down in the description as well as the card up above. So with the radio out of the cavity, we can now start making our connections. We fed our camera wire all the way into the dash here. Now this end, remember, is our trigger wire. So this is going to go to the purple white trigger wire or whatever color reverse trigger wires on the back of your radio. And then this end will go to the video input, the camera input on a radio. So we will go ahead and make those connections. Okay, so we made that connection here. We just crimped onto there. Now let's get the radio back in the dash. Alright, so with the radio all installed and good to go, let's go ahead and give it a test. Put it in reverse. There we are. We got to make some adjustments to the camera, but overall it's looking great. Out of reverse. Perfect. Well, if you have any questions on how we did this camera install, go ahead and post a comment below. Now, if you want to see how we got the radio in and out, like I said, we'll post that link in the description as well as the card up above, which walks you through how to do so. Be sure to hit that like button if you like what you saw, and don't forget to subscribe to post great content on the channel all the time. And we will see you in the next video.